If you're wondering what to serve with your turkey, we've got you covered. Here are 5 easy side dishes. We're showing how to make butternut squash exciting with an ingredient that steals the show. First, chop off the top and bottom. Then slice in 2, dividing it where it widens. Now peel the squash. You can use a knife or a speed peeler. It didn't work so well with a regular peeler. Now peel the narrow part, like this. Slice in half and remove the stringy part with a spoon. It's easy. Save the seeds for roasting if you like. Slice into bite-sized cubes, whichever way you find works best for you. Do the same with the other side. This part's a little bit easier. Transfer the cubes into a bowl and drizzle with olive oil. Melt some butter and add that in too. Add the maple syrup. Honey or brown sugar work well too. We're adding thyme, rosemary, and sage for extra flavor. The sage is the most important as it gives the most flavor. Remove the stems of the herbs and finely chop the leaves. Add them to the bowl. Add salt and pepper and mix well. We almost forgot our star ingredient, cinnamon. Let's sprinkle it in and mix again. Now we pour the cubes onto a baking tray and spread them out in a single layer. Roast in a preheated oven for 20 minutes. Remove the tray and check if the cubes are tender. A knife should go in easily. Once the cubes are tender, put them in the oven to broil for 5 minutes. Keep a close eye on them to make sure the cubes don't burn. The squash is ready to serve. It tastes both sweet and salty, and the cinnamon brings out the natural flavor of the squash. It's delectable. Basic mashed potatoes with no frills, exactly the way they should be. Most people use either Yukon Gold or russet potatoes. Yukon Gold has a stronger taste. Choose potatoes that are similar in size so they cook evenly. For this recipe, we're using 2 pounds, which is about 1 kilo. Rinse them and scrub them a little with your hands. Now it's time to peel the potatoes. The peels have lots of nutrients, so for many kinds of potatoes, it's good to leave them in, but not for mashed, as you want a smooth texture. You can remove any imperfections. Put each potato in cold water right away after peeling, as they oxidize quickly and change color. We are draining the water to remove any bits of peel. Fill the pot with cold water. You should have an inch or more of water above the potatoes. Turn on high to bring to a boil and add a tablespoon of salt. When the water starts boiling very gently, turn it down to low heat. Keep boiling gently for 20 to 30 minutes. If the water becomes lower than the potatoes, add some boiling water. After 20 minutes, check if the potatoes are ready by inserting a knife. If it goes in easily and the potatoes slide off, they're ready. If not, continue boiling until they're cooked. Don't overboil them as they'll break apart and they won't taste very good. Strain off the water and let the potatoes steam dry for a few minutes while you prepare some milk and butter. In a small pot on medium heat, add a 1/4 cup to a cup of milk. The amount is a matter of personal preference. Some people like their potatoes more solid, so we'll use less milk, and others like them more silky, so we'll use more. Add 4 tablespoons of butter, because after all, these are mashed potatoes. The butter will melt in only a couple of minutes. While the potatoes are still hot, add them to a pot and mash them a little. Now add the hot milk and butter mixture and continue mashing until well incorporated. If you like this video, please help us out by giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. Mix with a spoon to even out the texture. Now check your seasoning and add more salt if needed. You can also add a little pepper. Stir again and check the seasoning again. Repeat until you're satisfied with the flavor. The mashed potatoes are ready. Enjoy this humble but incredibly tasty food. We're going to show you how to get maximum flavor into your roast potatoes. We used Yukon Gold potatoes. We didn't peel our potatoes, we just removed some imperfections. Try to choose potatoes of similar size so they cook evenly. Rinse and scrub the potatoes, then add them to a large pot. Add enough cold water to cover the potatoes. To infuse the potatoes with flavor right from the start, we added bay leaves, thyme, rosemary, and garlic. Add a lot of salt to the water before cooking. The water must be on the salty side. This way the potatoes will absorb the salt while cooking. Bring them to a gentle boil. Cover and cook for 10 to 15 minutes. This will depend on the size of your potatoes. After 10 minutes, take out one of the potatoes and insert a knife. You want them to be just a bit soft, so that the knife goes in quite easily. If it does, the potatoes are ready. Try not to overboil them. Drain off the water. Drizzle olive oil over the bottom of a roasting pan or oven-proof frying pan. Also add butter. You need the fat for full-on flavor. Add your hot potatoes and take out the herbs and garlic. Flatten the potatoes a little with a potato masher. This way the surface area touching the pan is greater, which makes for more flavor and it helps make the outside of the potatoes crispy and delicious. If you need to, move the potatoes around so they cover the surface of the pan in a single layer. Potatoes need a lot of salt, so we'll add more now. Don't be stingy with it. This will pay off in flavor. Also add some pepper and drizzle with olive oil. Roast in a preheated oven for half an hour. Take out the potatoes and carefully flip them. If they break, it's not the end of the world. Return to the oven for another half hour. Take out the potatoes. For added flavor, season them with more fresh herbs. Sprinkle on half of the herbs, then flip the potatoes and sprinkle on the other half. We added rosemary and thyme. Oregano and sage also work well. We're only adding the herbs now for the last 10 minutes of roasting, because if you add them earlier, they'll dry out and turn black. This way they keep the flavor and are crispy. Return to the oven for the final 10 minutes. The potatoes should look like this when they're done. Golden, delicious, and packed with flavor. We hope you enjoy these delicious roast potatoes. These glazed roasted carrots are so good that even people who don't like carrots will love them. Chop off the carrot tops, leaving about an inch on. It looks fancy that way. We give the carrot tops to our guinea pigs. With the tip of a small knife, scrape away the dark part. A lot of earth collects there, and it's hard to remove with a scrub brush. We're not going to peel our carrots, as a lot of the nutrients and flavor are in the peels. Rinse and scrub well, then pat the carrots dry. Lay them out in a roasting pan, then drizzle with olive oil. Melt some butter, then drizzle that on too. Orange zest adds a lot of flavor. We like to zest with a microplane. Sprinkle on the zest. You can also use clementine zest. Now we'll add some herbs to give the carrots even more flavor. We're using rosemary and thyme. You could also use sage and bay leaves. Remove the leaves from the herbs and roughly chop them, like this. Now sprinkle them on the carrots. We're adding maple syrup because it's delicious and affordable where we live. You could also use an equal amount of honey or sugar. We're going to add 5 cloves of garlic. No need to peel them, just toss them in. Salt generously and add some pepper too. Orange juice is a key ingredient for this recipe. We're using freshly squeezed, but you can also use store-bought juice. You could use clementine juice instead. Pour the juice all over the carrots and get it all over the carrots using your hands. Lay them out again and roast in a preheated oven for a total of 40 minutes. After 10 minutes, take out the carrots and turn them over so they cook evenly. The liquid evaporates as the carrots roast. If you don't see any liquid, add a little water to prevent the syrup from burning. We didn't need to add any this time. Roast for another 10 minutes, then add water. You can move the carrots around a little so they take up the juice. Roast the carrots 2 more times, taking the carrots out every 10 minutes to turn them, and add water if needed. Here's a summary of the roasting process. After 40 minutes, test if the carrots are done with a knife. If it goes in easily, the carrots are ready. If you need to reheat them, just put them back in the oven for 5 minutes. Place the carrots on a lidded dish or platter to serve. We hope you love these delicious glazed carrots. Melt in your mouth Honeynut Squash, prepared in seconds. Now slice them in half from the bottom down. It's easier that way. Scoop out the stringy parts with a spoon. Save the seeds for roasting if you like. Honeynut Squash is smaller and sweeter than butternut squash. It's also much easier to slice. Place the squash facing up on a tray and sprinkle generously with salt and pepper. Add some rosemary and thyme leaves for extra flavor. Now drizzle on some olive oil. That's it for your prep. Roast in a preheated oven for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, it should look golden, like this. Remove the rosemary leaves. Your squash is ready to eat. It's so tender and flavorful, the perfect side dish. If you found this video helpful, we think you'll like this one too.